Right, okay. Hello and welcome to Shooting the Shit episode 268, I think. Something like that. I think everyone's set. I'll just go with it. Everyone is set. It's all working. So, just to get rid of that. Okay, so can you still hear me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I can't. Why can't I hear you? Josh, no, hang on. Look, speak.
Blah 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 blah.
Ah, yeah, you are. No, you are. What the I don't know what's wrong. Um, right. Anyway, so you can post your thing and get that over and done with, because that leaves me with a few
Yeah,
things
yeah. I got
for
I got
later.
this.
Everyone should be
Dang
good.
it.
Yep. Oh, there was another thing. Since that's mentioning Crunchyroll. Um,
Did you have other Crunchyroll news?
no, no, no. Well, not really. I just watched a video on it. Um, I can find a stupid article maybe. But anyway, it's have you seen Shield Hero?
Have I seen what?
It's a thing called Shield Hero.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's really good. It used to be a webcomic or something, but it's an anime thing. It's really quite good. Um, anyway, the reason I heard about it was because all the normal outlets were shouting about it, because um, remember they were shouting about Goblin Slayer as well, like all the stupid outlets, because of the rape at the start of it. Um, so Shield Hero starts off with the one of the characters getting accused of being inappropriate with one of the with one of the female characters, and she's totally lying. But basically, it makes everyone in the whole area hate him, so he has to like um, do everything on his own because he's an outcast, and it's pretty good. It's just to influence the story. So basically to make sure that everyone hates him, because that's part of the why the character that he is. But the one that accuses him of it's a total bitch. Um, so the feminists don't like it because um, you know you can't be saying that about women. So women's always tell the truth. Anyway, so it's quite good, but they're all complaining about it again being in the top 20 because incels must like it, because that's the only people that would like
Think
that sort
there
of
are
thing.
enough. I don't think there's enough incels to really account for all that. But okay.
Yeah, no, it's a fun. I'll see if I can find the article, but it's because they were complaining that no matter how much they disliked it, like everyone else is liking it and they don't like it because. But it's really quite good though, the way it's set up. Like it makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, so that's why the the character's a bit of a he turned into a bit of an asshole, but it's only because they were assholes to him, and no one else would believe him because the other characters believe more because women. Basically, it's because she's a princess as well. So she totally fucked him over for no reason. Like she was just a bitch for no apparent reason, because it doesn't really like, he's not that bad to her. She's just a bitch. It's really fucked up. She just takes a dislike to him, and then so accuses him of doing stuff to her. Anyway, get on with this. You could get on with
Okay.
this.
It says AT&T discussed selling Crunchyroll to Sony, Funimation's parent company.
That's
A
a
report
bad
from
idea.
earlier May details that Crunchyroll parent company AT&T had discussed to sell the anime streaming company to Sony, the parent company of rival anime streaming service Funimation. The report from the information details AT&T's Warner Media has had discussions about selling Crunchyroll. They speculate that the reason for possibly selling the company might have been to reduce debt. The company had been under pressure from shareholder Elliott Management to reduce their debt over the past year, but reportedly cut a deal with Elliott Management back in October. So that's that. And then it has a YouTube video here. I didn't know if we wanted to watch some of it.
Let's see where I'm at. I was looking for that other thing. I found it where it was, but I've not found it.
Well, we don't have to play the video. I think the video is kind of long. However, the information does note that the current coronavirus pandemic might have slowed down their sale efforts, and that no active negotiations to sell country were currently in place. They also believe that plans to sell the company might have also changed with Warner Brothers' new CEO, Jason Kilar, stepping into the role. Kilar previously worked at Hulu, and the information's report insinuates that anime was a key pillar at Hulu, one that Kilar hopes to replicate with Warner Media's upcoming new streaming service, HBO Max.
See, I would rather Netflix buy Crunchyroll or something. Like, cause
it has like a pretty cute, like, anime styled video or movie. It was like Mary. It was like Mary and the Witch's Flower. I think it was. It was kind of cute. You could tell they were like kind of going for that feel that like Totoro and Spirited Away had. Like they were going. You could tell that they got like definitely I would say heavy inspiration from that. But it like the story's kind of cute. Like it's not bad. I mean, obviously it's no Spirited Away or anything, but it's, you know, it's just nice.
She's got big titties. I mean, that's just the first thing I can see. That's just the first thing.
You scroll down further.
Yeah.
Let's see. HBO Max and Crunchyroll recently announced that the number of animes available on Crunchyroll would also be available at HBO Max when the streaming service launches later this month. Some of those anime include the wildly popular Full Metal Alchemist, along with Full Metal Alchemist. 16 other anime titles will be available on the streaming service. Among those 17 titles include Crunchyroll's original Inspector.
Yeah, I had already scrolled down, so I was like, that looks okay. That's what I thought you were talking about.
You can watch some big titties.
That's what I thought you were talking about when you were talking about the Spirited Away thing. I was like, she's talking about that.
No, Spirited Away is a classic anime.
I know what that is.
Oh my God.
I mean, when you were talking about the other thing, I thought that you were talking about that. I was like,
no, it was like Mary and the Witch's Flower. Like, let me look it up real quick.
Right.
I'll post like a little Mary and the Witch's Flower. See, I'll give you like a little image from that, okay?
That's what I thought you were talking about, because I had scrolled down and I thought that.
No, that's not it. Here's this.
Oh, fucking hell.
You can kind of see.
Oh, yeah. It's got a cat, obviously.
Yeah, actually, I really enjoy the cats in it actually quite a bit. They're good characters. So Crunchyroll also promises they will curate additional top anime titles for HBO Max each quarter. cultivating fresh offerings that appeal to new and exciting anime fans, including Hunter x Hunter and Death Note. I never finished watching Death Note.
Um,
I'm so terrible sometimes.
I've watched
Coming
the
this,
remake ones.
I haven't. I know, like a long time ago, back when like my daughter was like 1 or 2 or something, I watched Death Note, and then just like I didn't finish.
Yeah,
I think it was when she was around like
but
1.
that's what I
Uh,
mean. That's what I mean. I've watched the remake ones. Some of them. There's one that's uh there's 2 movies I think as well, and there's a remake movie, and there's like it's live action ones. I've seen them, and I've seen some of the remake of the Death Note. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the original one because it's different. I'm sure it's different. Anyway, that was like ages ago. So yeah. So they're doing more.
oh,
Take it. They're doing more Death Note then.
yeah.
So that's been done to
HBO
death.
Max chief content officer Kevin Riley also praised anime in general. Anime is a celebrated, diverse art form with a rich culture rooted in imaginative worlds and vibrant characters. Crunchyroll has centralized these fantastic ventures for everyone to enjoy. Not only are they going to be receiving anime from Crunchyroll, but HBO Max will also feature Studio Ghibli movies including Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. Clownfish TV's Kne- Neon uh, speculates that Crunchyroll could be phased out and become wholly part of HBO Max. So we are starting to get bigger picture of what's going on here. So it might be the new CEO who realizes that Hulu does do really well with anime. He might be like, stop it. We are going to sell it off, but we might just fold the anime into an HBO Max. What do you make of this report? What do you think the future holds for Crunchyroll? I don't know.
Uh,
Oh, I have. We can see.
um. Oh, that Shield Hero thing's gone. I'm trying to look it up,
Oh,
and they've taken it down.
oh no. I wonder why.
Oh, right. I'm gonna have to find that video to see what the thing was then. God damn it. To see what the title was, to see if I can type it in. That makes sense. Uh, uh, Rising of the Scene here. Let's see if I can Google that and see if it comes up. Uh, uh, I do have it. Yeah, it's yeah, they've taken it down, but I have found the article. Sort of, some of it I think. Anyway, yeah. I found it. See, they must have got a backlash and told to take it down. There you go. That should work.
Let's see. Okay, you got the archive of it.
Yep.
Okay, so you want me to read this?
Yeah, because you'll find it
Yeah,
funny, I
okay.
think. You need to
All right.
watch that though, like, because it's pretty good.
Maybe it is. I
Uh-huh.
hadn't seen it, so
It's called
the
The Rising
Rising.
of the Shield Hero.
Yeah, the Rising of the Shield Hero is absurdly popular for no good reason, despite the self-insert protagonist who defies all logic and simply condones slavery. Shield Hero's popularity is only rising.
Okay, it doesn't condones. Okay, yeah, sort of, but not really, because he basically ends up actually looking after the slave, like not treating her, not treating them like a slave. So it's not really. It's just part of the. It's part of the world that they trade in slaves, right? And he needed help, and so he got himself one. Basically, because he was on his own and no one would support him. So he remember he's also just been transported to that world as well because it's one of the anime ones. You know, like he gets taken into like a computer game world type thing. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, sort of the way it works, and you level up and stuff. Um, he has to level up his shield, and he can't do it by himself because he can't attack anything. Um, because his shield doesn't work like that. It's complicated, but it makes total sense if you're watching it, and it doesn't condone slavery at all. It just has sort of that in it. That's these people are fucking weird though. So anyway, off you go.
Oh, okay, 1 second, sorry. I clicked off of it. Okay. Is Zekiai is easily the most ubiquitous genre in today's anime and manga. While this means the genre is a huge audience of avid fans, it also means that it has plenty of detractors as well, often seen as incredibly cliche, if not boring. The faraway fantasy world that Zekiai transports its heroes and viewers to all seem to blend together at this point. And in the host of the Social Fox Pass, and you have a recipe for potentially terrible anime. Last recipe was cooked to perfection with The Rising of the Shield Hero, with an overpowered protagonist who's seemingly never wrong, topped with socially contentious undertones. The series has gotten its fair share of well deserved flack. Despite this, it continues to find a fan base as evidenced by its consistently high ranking on sites like Crunchyroll. Here's a look at how one of today's worst anime has become one of the most popular. I mean, it can't be the worst if it has a big fan
It's
base.
very good. They just don't like it because of what I told you about it. Like there's
Yeah.
um
Like nearly every Ezekiel series, The Rise of the Shield Hero began life as a light novel series before becoming a manga and finally in 2019 an anime. The plot follows um, Miyofumi Iwatani. I'm sorry, I'm
it's
names.
fine. Yeah.
A college student who is suddenly transported to a magical fantasy world after discovering the Book of Four Heroes in this world. He is greeted by three other men and is
Designated.
uh, designated as the titular shield hero. Unfortunately for him, everything goes downhill from there. He's not exactly charismatic among the chosen heroes, having been something of an outcast in his original world. This leads to the only this leads to only one female, a cardinal sin in the harem-filled world of Zikia anime, to join his party, and once she does, she falsely accuses him of raping her. From there, he has to learn how to thrive as a hero in a world where his reputation is lower than dirt. That's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what the princess does, right? Because she goes, yeah, I'll go with him, and like, okay, I remember the reason now. The reason was because the shield hero is like one of the shittiest ones you could get picked to be, because everyone doesn't like the shield hero just because he's shit. Like, if that makes sense. To be a shield hero is not it's not that good. Like, and everyone just is like, you've not even got a weapon, mate. The other guys have got like swords and bows and stuff, but the shield's just a shield, and it's also there's a religion based on the whole heroes thing, and basically the religion says that the shield hero's a shit one, so that's the other reason she does it. After taking all his money, by the way. Yeah, she runs away with all his money back to the other guys, and says that he raped her. It's to set up so that he's not got any money and he's tossed out of the group of heroes, right? That's the plot, basically. And if you see the girl with the like cat ear things,
Yeah.
she's the slave that he buys, and he trains her to fight because he can't, as I said, he can't kill, so he can't level up on his own.
Yeah.
So, but he buys her everything. He buys her the armor. He buys her the sword. He teaches her how to fight and stuff. So it's not like she's a real slave, really, but like it's a magic thing. She has to do what he tells her. But that's eventually he lets her go. He takes that spell away eventually, and she still stays with him because he let her go and he treated her right because she's the normal slave. Anyway, yeah.
So fiddling the show's own reputation and critical reception are lower than Dote for good reason. The story kicking off with the hero being... Oh yeah, I already read that part. It was controversial, with many seeing it as being at odds with the zealots of the Me Too movement, if not wholly opposing it. This led to many Western... I hate the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just got a bunch of false accusations in it. And it's one of the things that Amber Heard used to rally against Johnny Depp, despite the fact that she was the abuser.
Yeah.
Okay. So this led to many Western fans, in particular, criticizing the series for the casual misogyny, though the sentiment was significantly less felt in Japan. Regardless, though, this plot point, because the Japanese aren't stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, regardless, though, this plot point is played for laughs. Many felt the confines of the fantasy isekai might not be the best place to handle such a serious topic.
Why not?
The show has... I don't know. The show has also been accused of supporting slavery. Early on, just because you have slaves in your show does not mean you support slavery. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Especially with this, he actually doesn't really like the idea, but he has to. He's got no choice. And yeah, you'd have to watch it. When you watch it, you'll know it's actually anti-slavery because of the way he treats her. So,
So the protagonist actually buys the slave girl, and instead of immediately freeing her or even feeling conflicted over the fact that she's a slave, Neofumi keeps her enslaved to him. Some have accused the plot element through the show's medieval setting, as well as the fact that the hero doesn't treat his slave in a degrading or dehumanizing way. Within the show, Neofumi justifies his needing a slave by saying that no one else would willingly work with him due to his fractured reputation. This hasn't helped the character's real-life reputation as an incel self-insert. Why... People just like to throw around the term incel, and they like don't even use it right.
Yeah.
Anyway, who feels put upon by the world. Even without these unsavory elements, the show itself is just another generic isekai show. It's a poorly done one at that. This is exasperated further by Neofumi constantly whining in some form or fashion, despite him supposedly being the world's victim. Winning. He wins fights with relative ease, despite his inexperience with the fantasy game world.
Oh no, he doesn't. That's why he had to get the slave girl, because he couldn't fight properly because he only has a shield. Holy shit, these people are retarded. I swear down.
Far more experienced gamers and fighters pale in comparison to the awesomeness of Neofumi, for some reason. Other characters also constantly come off as incredibly dumb, either blindly worshipping Neofumi or simply acting stupid for the sake of the plot. This doesn't make sense because she said that he has a fractured reputation and then says that he's being worshipped by all the other characters.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He does eventually.
So that's like two conflicting things.
Yeah, well, okay, so there's different cities in the world and stuff, right? And so once he starts getting these powers, he starts leveling up and stuff. Mm-hmm. He is like a powerful character. But it takes him a struggle to get there. That's the whole point. That's the story. It takes him a struggle to get there.
He struggles and gets to this point, is what it is. And I don't understand why they were upset with that. Because if people start to love him and he struggles for that like a period of time.
Yeah.
Isn't that like that's like a basic superhero thing. You struggle and then people love you, like Spider-Man's had the big struggle and then the city finally like loves him.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened.
The same with most other superheroes. You see that struggle. That's why people like superheroes so much. They can relate to the struggle. Yeah. And the superhero just trying until it works out.
I mean, and that's an okay, like, to be accused of that and then be an outcast, to make you struggle, to get you so that set up the struggle to get them to be better than the rest of them. Because the rest of them get things thrown at them all the time.
But he doesn't, so he's got more of a struggle, and that's how he becomes better. Okay, see, I think that's really good.
That's what I'm saying. It is quite a good anime. It's quite a good one. Especially how the stuff works. He feeds his shield stuff. He figured out how to use the weapon when the others didn't. He knows how to use his weapon and power it up, because he figured it out, but these other characters didn't, so they're not as powerful as him until he shows them how it works. So and he wasn't going to tell them because they were assholes, but once they start having to fight together and stuff, they're all asking him, how can you do all this stuff? And he's like, you just do it with your weapon. It's like your weapon's got all in this inbuilt like video game mechanic things. You'd have to watch it. It's like a video. It's basically like a video game. Like it tells you your stats and how many levels you've got and stuff. And he works all that out before the other guys do. Because he had to. So yeah.
Okay. How is it so popular? Despite all of these legitimate issues, the show continues to develop an audience. Crunchyroll revealed that it was in their top 20 list of currently most popular series, in the same ranking as the much more acclaimed shows like My Hero Academia. I watch My Hero Academia. I love My Hero. Naruto and One Piece. My boyfriend loves One Piece.
Oh, I
one justification.
Could not get into
One Piece. I couldn't get into One Piece either because, well, for one, I didn't really like the art style too much, so that had it going against it.
Yeah, that is me too. I didn't like the art style. It had it going against it, and I don't find it that funny. So I was like, Naruto's okay.
Yeah, but my boyfriend he loves One Piece. Okay. So one justification for the questionable series' popularity is that current wave of other generic, poorly constructed Ezekiel shows that seem to somehow find a loyal audience. The genre is currently plaguing anime as a whole, much as the harem genre had in years before. I don't understand why they don't like harems. I think that they're really funny. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
most
God.
of the time.
What was that one? What was that one? Me, Tenchi Mio. I can't. I'm really bad with names. But that was also like a harem one. It had one guy and a bunch of girls.
Yeah. There's just loads like
Weird.
that.
Yeah, there's this. See, look. I loved this as a kid. And it was like a good anime. This thing. There you go.
All
You
right.
see,
Yeah.
it's one guy, it's a bunch of girls.
Yeah.
Like these three here were in love with him from what I remember. So it had like that love triangle
Yeah.
square thing going, I guess.
They always
But
have that. They always
yeah.
have it.
Well, I thought it was a great. So I don't understand. Do they just like hate the harem? Like I understand like there's some of them that I don't like, but just because you don't like a certain, there's some harem ones I don't like, and I don't always like the harem setup because sometimes it can get like
samey,
too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it get too much. So yeah, it can have that problem. But just because you don't like an entire genre doesn't mean you can call it a problem and say it's a problem or plagues anime. Like lots of people like it.
Well, I like
it's just you don't personally like it doesn't make it a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like these what you call them, whatever this thing is, whatever they're saying. What's it called? I keep forgetting what it's called, but I like the ones because they're usually computer game ones, and it's what's the other one? There's loads of them. Sword Art Online. That's one that's similar. It's like they get
so you like the
computer game.
The computer gamey ones?
Yeah.
I like a lot of the times and some of like the anime or manga I read, I like gender swap ones because I find the comedy in them quite funny. And it'll either be either male or female or whatever, but let's just say like it's a male protagonist, and either they'll have to dress up as a girl at some point in the series, or their gender will completely turn into a girl, and now they've got to like traverse maybe some magical spirit or something. And now they have to deal with all these problems that came about that. And like I generally like there's one popular one. God, what was that? Oh my God, I can't remember. There's one popular one where the girl had to dress up as a guy. But it's also kind of a bit of a harem one too, because she joins like a host. Oh, it's like this like host club. Okay, and so she's surrounded by guys, and it's just her.
Yeah.
But she's part of the host club, and she's dressing as a guy.
There was one that I heard of somewhere.
And it was like,
where did I see it? It was these. Oh, you've probably watched.
That?
It's these mob boss. This mob boss. Turns all his.
Oh, here it is.
Of his stupid underlings into girls because they messed up or something. I just read the wee briefing about it, and I was like,
this one.
That might be funny.
There's Oran High School host club. It's this thing.
Right.
And the character with the brown hair, I'm going to show you a picture. The character with the brown hair is a female. Okay? That's a female, the character with the brown hair. And I really liked this anime. So it had a bit of a harem thing going, and it had the genders, what is called the gender swap, when they'll have to dress up as the opposite gender or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really enjoy them. I enjoy the comedy aspect that many of the anime have when these things take place.
Yeah.
And some of them can be ecchi too. So it'll be like gender swap, and then they're ecchi. So the guy will have like turn into a girl or something. Then they'll have like the panty shots.
Yeah.
I just find it funny. I love it. Okay, and I know like this person probably has a problem with the Ichi anime, but like I love it. I love the panty shots and the. I do.
Oh, the one.
I think it's great.
The best one that these people would hate would be zombie something high school thing.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, but I heard it was good. I know what you're talking about, where there's zombies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's they're just panty shots everywhere and like titties bouncing everywhere and like just like he shoots a sniper rifle using the girl's tits to stabilize the gun, and it follows the bullet like in slow motion, and her tits are bouncing about, and then the bullet goes through the underwear, through the legs of this other one in like slow motion, and it flips, the camera flips around and shows you the panty shot, and then it just follows the bullet as it goes straight into like a zombie's head. It's fucking brilliant. And the other one's running about with a sword chopping the zombies' heads off and shit, and then does this weird like Matrix flip thing, and her boob goes down and the other one goes up and the bullet goes through the gap. It's just like, oh, that's fucking amazing. Like, just to come up with that and just have it, just like, yeah, we'll run with this slow motion Matrix shit, but we'll put in titties and stuff. It's like, yeah, good job. Yeah, they would hate that stuff, but it's just funny. I couldn't stop laughing when I seen it. I was like, what? Yeah. I can't remember what it's called though. I just remember it's high school and then zombies break loose or something. Anyway, yeah, this person's just weird. So the controversial elements might actually be a boon for the show's popularity. Some viewers may seek out Shield Hero because of its taboo, almost risque reputation, while others might even sympathise with the protagonist. Oh yeah, you're meant to. That's why it's the protagonist, you fucking morons. Fucking hell. This would justify the show's label as an incel fantasy. No, it wouldn't. But it would also explain why rampant criticism has failed to break the show's viewership. Another interesting explanation for why the show is so widely watched may be its cult status in the West. No, it's not a cult status if it's number 20 in the most watched animes. It would have to be like down in the low things to have a cult status. This person doesn't know what they're talking about, obviously. The source material was one of the first web light novels to be translated into English, opening a new world of potential readers and eventually viewers to an underdog, no-name web novel author. The Western cult status is ironic, given that the West is where the series has seen the majority of its criticism. No, it's you guys that are criticism, it's not anyone else that's watched it. Nevertheless, the show's popularity, much like the Euphonious Hero, continues to rise, and it certainly won't be the last generic isekai, I don't know how to say that word, to get more notoriety than it deserves. See what I mean about that article? I had to find it when you were on about Crunchyroll and stuff, because it's just weird. Can I get rid of this? Right, we're 10 minutes over, so we'll shut down YouTube and you can go get your food.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm hungry.
Right, so say bye bye to YouTubes and I'll get this.
Bye, YouTubes.
Go to airradio.co.uk